like bullets, babes, and boobs and beers, long ass mullets and Norris's beard. Kicking ass and getting it done, and ending every catchphrase with a click of a gun. If you like hand grenades and ninja stars, taking out henchmen and finding bars, big rabbit dogs and haunted cars, we're talking about keeping life rated R. Keeping life rated R.
Hello and welcome back to the R-rated Sci-Fi commentary. I am your host, Brian Lee, and tonight's movie is going to be John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. In the winter of 1982, a 12-man research team at a remote Antarctic research station discovers an alien buried in the snow for over 100,000 years. Once unfrozen, the form-changing alien wreaks havoc, creates terror, and becomes one of them. So I'm kind of late on the updating of the R-rated sci-fi commentary. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now at the moment, and I'd like to have at least one episode a month. It's kind of hard for me to find people to do the commentary with, crazily enough. So I had gone back to see Josh James again, and he and I sat down and watched this one. Hopefully in the next month's episode we can do maybe another Aliens movie. We'll see. But let's get the commentary going. Alright, welcome back, sci-fi fans, to episode 2 of the R-rated sci-fi commentary. I'm your host, Brian Lee, and with me today is Josh James.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Glad to be back finally for episode 2 of the R-rated sci-fi commentary podcast.
Yeah, I know, you're so used to saying horror now.
I know, I had to pause for a second, but...
It's alright. Well, today's episode is The Thing by John Carpenter. I believe it came out in 1982, correct?
Yeah, this is such a fucking awesome movie. It's my number 2 favorite Carpenter movie, right after Halloween, of course, and then I think Christina would be number 3, but this is such a fucking epic movie, and I've always liked it, but I just rewatched it again for the first time, like, last night, in like 5 years or something, and I was just like, still love it. Still awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was always on my top 10 list to do whenever I got this channel rolling, so I'm very excited to get it going, so...
Hell yeah, man. It's a great follow-up to Alien, too. Another Alien movie.
Yeah, eventually we'll get to the rest of the Alien movies, but, you know, that's just down the line.
Yeah. I think we're cooking Alien still. It's gonna get finished at some
It's
point.
been sitting in my computer for a while now,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
we gotta finish the second half of that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we are now at the Universal Picture title. It's not the logo. We're watching it on the Blu-ray that came out a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they actually didn't want to put the Universal logo at the beginning of this movie because it was too close to what the first shot is with the planet. So
Right. Well,
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so if you're watching right now, we're at the Universal Picture, black background, white words, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you are, man. Count it down.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, hit play.
All right.
It was funny when I was rewatching this last night for this commentary, like, that very first shot of the UFO. I forgot how, like, because this is like 1982, so this is the early days of special effects.
Oh,
and the effects of this movie are so fucking good.
Yeah.
For 1982.
All practical, no CGI, no, there's matte paintings in it, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I love the matte
Which
paintings.
I prefer, honestly.
Oh, yeah. So, this is actually one of Carpenter's first big movies. And it just, like, guns blazing right out the gates.
Yeah, they did Elvis, and then they did, I think he did Escape from New York, which I don't think really holds up that well. It's a charismatic movie, but it doesn't hold up as well as this one. So this one came after those two.
Escape from New York had some good ideas in it, but I prefer Escape from LA just because it's over the top and I just find it hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. But this is like part of the whole Carpenter, Kurt Russell dynasty going on, you know? But
this is also like the part 1 of his End of the World trilogy or Apocalypse trilogy.
Right.
Yeah, so
Carpenter plays in those themes a lot, you know, with society, the kind of the larger pictures of, you know, the way that we impact the earth, or I don't know, Armageddon in some sort of way, you know. But yeah, this shot right here, I was like looking at this, I was like, ooh, man,
a little cheesy.
It's a little, yeah. It looks really very. This is the only part of the movie I think that looks really dated. Yeah. And of course, this is supposed to be hundreds of thousands of years before the actual time frame of the movie takes place in. Yeah. Because you know and this I love the melt away with the the title of the movie. Yeah,
I think I remember reading it's like a trash bag they're burning away off the title or something like that.
I gotta create a logo for the R-rated horror like that. I gotta try that out or something. But so it's just like, you know, the UFO crash lands on early Earth, and then it's buried in the ice for a long, long time, and these Norwegians find it or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of explored it a little bit in the 2011 prequel-sequel thing. And, man, I was really wanting that movie to be good, because I love this movie so much. And from the previews, I was just like, okay, it could be good. But they, of course, the studio had interference and said, CGI monsters, all CGI.
Yeah, fuck that.
And if you ever watch like a behind the scenes of the 2011 one, they even made all the effects practical at first and recorded it and everything, and studios still said, "Oh, it looks fake. We got to put CGI in it, make it look even more fake."
I think it just goes to show you. I mean, if you've seen The Void, have you seen The Void?
Oh, The Void's so good.
They kind of rip off this movie and they rip off Hellraiser and they kind of blend it together or whatever, but they do special effects, practical effects in that movie that are like the practical effects in this movie, and these still look fucking awesome.
They look great.
Yeah, way better than fucking CGI bullshit.
It just works well with the lighting. It doesn't look like the human eye can tell something's fake usually pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what comes with the uncanny valley. You see a human face in the uncanny valley, you can tell it's like something doesn't look right. Yeah,
and if you're gonna like mangle a bunch of humanoid forms together and where it's like almost like taffy or bubblegum looking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that literally looks better sculpted than it does in CGI for some reason. But
yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. Maybe it's just the physicality of it being there in the scene. It just looks better. Yeah, and it's more believable.
Yeah, I do like this opening, man. Because it brings on the intrigue of like what's going on, what's the situation, why are they hunting down this like alone. What is that? It's like
I believe it's a Malamute and a wolf mix.
Yeah, right. It's like a husky or almost or something,
It is like the freaking Daniel Day-Lewis of dog actors, though.
Exactly. No, this dog did an amazing. They had a couple dogs that did a really amazing job in this movie. Like
when it starts wandering around the camp and it's just really weird. I don't know what they did to make the dog do that, but it just makes it creepier. Because you never see a dog kind of move like that. So
yeah, I guess they shot these scenes up in Juneau, Alaska.
Yeah, they couldn't actually go to what is it, Antarctica, I believe, or
yeah, they did it in like Alaska and I think British Columbia.
And then like all the interior shots are on the studio, but they actually like lowered the temperatures down so they to replicate how it would be in there. So.
Yeah.
So here's a nice little more dated the 80s. He's playing chess on. It's a computer just for chess.
Yeah, and I love that old school fucking graphics and shit, man.
Yeah, it reminds me of Alien, honestly.
Yeah, it does totally. The chess wizard.
But
you died of dysentery.
This is totally setting up the character of Macintosh, right? Or McTavish? What is Macintosh? Yeah.
Yeah. What is your take on these characters? Are they like military, like rejects or something, or like dudes have seen some shit and they're like just want to get away from the world because they all get their issues or something?
Well, I think definitely Kurt Russell's character is that way because he is the helicopter pilot. That is his whole title. He even says that when he's doing his little video or his audio log. He says he's the helicopter pilot. So I could totally believe that he's like a Vietnam vet who's seen some like shit.
Yeah, and he's just like stuck in the military life, but he just wants to get away from. So he's like accepted some fucked up assignment or something. But
yeah, he just wants
all these guys have all the weird quirks and they're all a little left of center, which makes them all really interesting people. That all these weirdos kind of know each other,
Yeah. Well, I would think too if you were in Vietnam and it's a hot, sweaty jungle where it's the exact opposite place you go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
and it's cool because they all like hang out. They just fucking booze. They smoke pot. You know,
it sounds like a great job, honestly.
Yeah, they're just smoking weed and drinking and shit. I'm surprised they're not like.
If you're an introvert like me, that's like a dream. There's only like a handful of guys you have to deal with, and you get your own little room to yourself. You can play chess all day.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you definitely got to wear those sunglasses out in that solid white environment.
Yeah, dude, I've spent some time in the Northeast where it snows a lot, and you do get what's called snow blindness, you know, where it just really fucks with your optics in your eyes, but, you know, it just burns the shit out of your retina, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, it just, you know, it just lends to the believability of the scene, you know? So they're just trying to track down this fucking wolf, and you're like, what's going on? But you start to suspect if they're to go after this fucking thing with grenades, I mean...
Yeah, there's something
They
dangerous.
want it dead, you know? This isn't just sport, you know?
Yeah. And if you actually speak Norwegian or whatever language they're speaking, he says it's like, it's not real. It's alien or whatever. It killed us all kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's only if you speak Norwegian, and I guess the Norwegian market isn't as heavy.
No, they were saying on the director's commentary that actor, who's an American actor, like, learned lines, made up his own lines in Norwegian, and just said them in the movie, and they just, you know, went with it, because, you know, why not? They weren't in the script, I think he just made them up to get into the character. So.
And that's totally believable.
I love those goggles, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool...
It's like Captain Cold goggles.
I mean, I get the practicality of the reason why they're there, but they look cool. That sort of design, but...
Yeah, he looks like a comic book villain right there.
Oh, totally.
And yeah, interesting fact about Keith David, too, is you'll never see his left hand outside of a glove, because he broke his hand before they started filming.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
That's right.
Every shot that you see his
car
left
accident
hand...
or something,
Yeah. He's got a glove on, and then you'll notice that you'll never see his left hand bare. You'll see his right hand, but that's a little interesting. And...
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, he just breaks the window like it's not like 10 degrees outside at that exact moment.
Yeah, right. Shoots him like right in the eye through the window.
So he's definitely a WW2 veteran right there, a sharpshooter.
With a handgun?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Would have made more sense if he had a rifle, but...
Well, must be an accurate revolver, I guess.
I guess.
He seems like an army guy, just by the looks of him with that, you know.
Yeah. He seems like the guy who's supposed to be in charge, but he's kind of like a fucking pussy, you know? He's not like, McCready is the fucking...
Yeah, McCready.
The clear leader,
I said
you know?
Macintosh earlier. One of the characters is named Macintosh, another one's named Windows, and that was a little funny little Easter egg there. I don't think that was intentional, but... It's also, we should mention that this is a remake.
That's right.
Actually, it's like the second remake of this story.
Yeah.
And it's a novel called Who Goes There?
This is just a short story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't the original monster supposed to be like kind of a Frankenstein monster? Or
Something like
right?
that, yeah.
I guess they updated it because it was like an 80s. Aliens were hot in the 80s, man.
Oh, yeah.
This came out the same year as E.T.
Yeah. And, I mean, Alien, just like a year before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Blade Runner came out about the same year, too, so...
It's a fucking prime 80s sci-fi, man.
Yep. I love this doctor. He's got a nose ring and everything.
Yeah, he's living on the edge, man.
he's
He's
punk.
super liberal, you know.
I just couldn't imagine that with the like being frozen outside. You think that nose ring would like freeze to your nose or something?
I just think it's supposed to lend to the character of all these guys that they're kind of on the fringe of the mainstream military or whatever, and like they just kind of functioning in their own way, you know, in this like really isolated place. So they're all a little off, you know.
There's yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I mean, I was going to jump right on the Wilford Brimley
there's
thing
the
too, dude.
good old Wilford Brimley.
Yeah,
with his diabetes.
Yeah.
He's never looked young. He's always looked old.
Totally. He's just got one of those faces, dude.
Yeah.
But he's fucking great. You know, he's one of those actors who's just always himself.
Yeah.
But he really pushes his acting chops in this movie. Like,
absolutely,
he turns into a total spaz at the end. It's great.
When he does his freak out in the room.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's leaving.
There's this fucking biker dude. It's like a piehead, and he's just always fucking smoking a joint. Man.
Yeah. And he was like, this is actually kind of stomping out the cliche that the black guy dies first. I believe Knowles and Childs are the two last guys in there. And
yeah, they make it to the very end.
Yeah,
man.
so
that's right. No token black guy here.
Yeah. So the guy in the gray sweater, I think, is the least developed one, but he has like the best scene when his later in the movie when he's transforming into the Thing.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else has kind of got character to him, but him.
There had to be a couple expendables in the group.
Yeah, know? I guess you got to have that one guy you don't want to get too attached to.
Mm-hmm. There's something very Romero-ish about this movie. You know, I think it's just the characters.
Well, they're all like isolated in one place, and yeah, I mean, if I didn't know this was John Carpenter, I would have guessed Romero. It's a good commentary, I guess, on isolation and all that.
Exactly, and it's just the isolation, the characters, and then like any of them can turn into this monster.
Yeah, you can't trust your friends.
Exactly. Apparently, it took Kurt Russell a year to grow that fucking man beard.
1 year,
fucking that mane on his face.
Unlike you and ours grow back like no time at all.
Jesus, yeah. I could probably grow that out in 6 months, probably.
Yeah, no problem.
We're just more manly than Kurt Russell.
That's what it is. But Kurt Russell has like the best jawline though, so I'm sure he doesn't want to cover that up.
Is there anybody more manly than fucking Kurt Russell in Backdraft, dude?
I can't think of anybody.
Fucking drinks beer and boozing on a fucking boat. It's like his home. Like a boat up on blocks is like his home.
Yeah, it's a nice little shot there of the wolf just laying in the shadows.
Yeah. Those dogs are beautiful, man.
Oh yeah. But being half wolf, it's going to be very aggressive, unfortunately.
Yeah. But Carpenter was saying that those dogs were just amazingly just spot-on actors in the movie. Like a lot of the hard takes that they did in the movie were only like 4 or 5 takes.
Which is amazing for an animal actor.
Yeah. But they built this whole set and stuff. This is all like fabricated for the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was an actual base. Wow. I bet...
Unless I misunderstood what Carpenter said in the commentary. Did you read something different on...
No. I believe you. I had no idea.
I guess they built it in the summertime, and then because they wanted it to be snowed on or something for the actual recording.
That guy is like a champion of walking after he got shot in the leg. Like, I sprained my ankle not too long ago, and I could barely walk on it.
Yeah, but it just grazed the skin.
Yeah, fair enough. I have that same potato slicer right there next to the radio. It's hilarious.
Oh, that Cuisinart?
Yeah.
I've got that too.
Some nice mood music here.
Oh, man, they're busting out the, what's his name? Stevie Wonder, man.
Yeah. Superstition.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah.
For the soundtrack.
And this shot right here with just showing us exactly where they live and everything. And then just the slow creep of the dog. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah, look at that, dude. Fucking great.
Yeah.
This dog gives a better performance than some people in actual movies, man.
Oh, my gosh. It's really like I said before, the Daniel Day-Lewis of dog actors. Doesn't look at the camera.
Yeah.
And great thing here is you don't know who this is. They don't show any of the silhouettes of any of the actors before this moment, so you really have no idea. But I'm gonna guess it's the gray sweater guy.
Yeah, that would make sense. But
yeah, that's just that.
I wonder if that breed of dog is just like smarter than like a mutt, like a real mutt or something.
I suppose. But if they're really good at acting, it's surprising you don't see them more in movies.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, I read that this base that they're going to is actually the American base. This is like the very last few days of shooting, and they just destroyed the base that they had as for the Americans.
Oh yeah.
So they didn't have to build 2 sets. And you
Well, there
can
you
totally
go.
believe that. Look at
Yeah.
it. It looks pretty much exactly the same, so...
It does, yeah. So they just did this right at the end of the movie. And
Yeah,
then,
this is like the last few days of shooting right
after
here.
they trashed everything.
Yeah. And I appreciate the 2011 version for trying to, like...
It's not a bad remake. It just doesn't have the charms.
It's not even like a remake. It's like just a prequel reboot thing.
I mean, I like the movie. I like
Yeah.
it just fine, but it's doesn't touch this with the fucking 10-foot pole.
No,
dude.
not at all. If they had just, like, stuck with the practical effects and maybe got, like, the original, like, screenwriter of this movie, I think it would have been a lot better. But I appreciate it for what it tried to do.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing it and being like, it wasn't bad, but, you know, it's not something that I'm going to run out and buy, you know, for, like, as a classic or something.
But I think that's one of the more staples of horror. Once again, is that your mind makes up a better story than whatever Hollywood can dish out. So
yeah.
just you trying to figure out what happened here by just the clues they give you.
Yeah,
just
it would have been amazing to have seen this when it came out in '82, and like it's almost like it's like a thriller for like a big part of the movie, and then all of a sudden it gets into these really trippy fucking special effects with like these like weird hybrids and just gore, just gross out stuff, you know.
Yeah, I think that's
which I love, you know.
Well, I think that's what hurt it actually when it first came out, is because it was panned by critics for being too gory.
Yeah, it was 15 mil to make this movie, and it only made back like 13 and a half,
which is disappointing.
Yeah, it only made like $3 million its first weekend or something.
But now it's like a cult classic.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows this movie. Everybody loves it.
It was a late bloomer. I
guess it just takes a while for some people to realize how great something is.
It just depends on the climate of the time. I mean, people look how well E.T. did. The same fucking year, you know. I mean, they had some stiff competition in '82, so you know.
I think that's what makes studios kind of like not want to have the R rating, just so they can get all the money they can. Of course.
Exactly. Yeah. I was talking about that, and we did our Creep Show 2 commentary on Thursday. Because they really scaled back a lot of the gore in the first couple segments of that movie, and I was like, oh, maybe they scaled it back just to get a lower rating, but they got an R anyway, so...
Yeah.
That was 87, though, so it's different. You know, you're talking about 5 years, but...
I haven't seen Creep Show, either one of them, in several years, so that's one I'll have to, like, definitely watch again sometime.
Oh, yeah, dude, they're... Creep Show 2... high up on my list.
So here's the thing. Look at the size of that gash in his neck. There's no way someone could do that to themselves.
Not unless you're like fucking OJ or something.
I could believe the cut on the wrists, of course, but that throat's cut is just like...
Well, why would you cut your own wrists and then cut your own throat?
Yeah.
I mean, one or the other. I mean, I would go for wrists first and just do
And maybe just like nick the jugular or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was actually finished off by somebody or something.
Yeah.
We don't really know what happened in this.
The Norwegian camp.
Yeah, the Norwegian. We don't know. It was like total fucking chaos, man. They probably all turned on each other and.
Probably similar to the events of this movie.
It's interesting though, as it slowly revealed that the Norwegians were trying to protect the Americans by trying to kill that dog, and it just fucking gets murdered, like.
And like the guy with the grenade, he totally drops it, probably because he hasn't slept in like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, right.
And they're both exhausted.
He's trying to dig it out of the snow, and he just blows up in his face.
Yeah, instead of running. But I guess that's a much quicker death than being eaten by the thing.
Oh God.
You can only imagine what that's going to be. That would be like.
You don't even get eaten by it. It just absorbs you.
Yeah.
Like cell to cell, which is... That's
horrifying.
even more horrifying, I think, than being eaten, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, I do definitely remember this scene from the 2011 one, where they just have, like, the alien in the ice.
Yeah. I like that ice bed there. I want to make my bed frame out of that. But, it's crazy. When I was in Hong Kong, and when I was in the Navy, and we went to a place called Ice Bar, because they have a lot of themed bars, and in like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And they had like it was all made out of ice on the inside, which it reminds me a lot of like the way that
It's kind of like
enclosure looks.
Like that ice hotel that's in like the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's just like they give you fur coats to put on before you go in, and it's just all ice. It's freezing cold in there, and you just get chilled shots of vodka, and they're like $20 a pop. Wow. It's a bar completely made out of ice. I don't know why. This movie reminds me of that so much.
Uncle Ben?
Oh yeah.
Man, these
Uncle Owen.
Oh yeah, Uncle Owen. Gosh, man, that
Ed Baru. Guess the Empire found these guys.
Yeah,
but this is like that mangled, because they're like, oh, is that some semblance of a man, or it's some version of a man in there or something? He says, because it's like you don't really get to see it yet.
Yeah,
but you know it's some tangled mess. Like
all you see is like some limbs and like maybe part of a head there.
Oh, it's so great. The sculpt they bring back. It's got that fused taffy face, man. So I love that.
I'd like to know what happened to that. Like, if somebody on the crew like took it and like hung it up in their house or something. Oh man,
put it in their bed, put the sheets over it so the girlfriend comes home.
Oh Jesus!
Finds it.
She wouldn't be your girlfriend long after that. That dog just standing there.
It just there's something up with that dog because it's such a character, you know.
Yeah.
It's watching. It's trying to survive. It's adapting, you know.
So that's
this is that thing, dude.
Probably the least believable part is that it's still smoking.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to give it some. Is it smoking or is it condensation?
I don't know.
Because it was hot. Because it got burned.
Yeah.
And so it's cold where they're at. So maybe it's just like steam.
Yeah.
But does it make you hungry for barbecue ribs?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember reading that Wilford Brimley was the only person not disgusted by this because they actually used real animal parts in the autopsies. Everyone else is freaking out, but Wilford Brimley's just like, yeah, I see this every day.
Yeah, they were like, they were asking him what he was thinking when they were doing that scene where he's like pulling apart that giant, nasty vagina looking thing. And he's like, doing my laundry. Fucking Wilford Brimley's a pimp.
Man's still alive, too, which is amazing. I
know, right?
He's like, my brother. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I love that shit, dude. I don't know. Even though I know there's a little fakery in there, I still like it better because I knew somebody like went through the trouble to sculpt it, think of it, create it, you know, conceptualize it, and bring it into reality with their fucking hands, you know?
I would love to see an art book for this movie, definitely.
Oh, yeah, dude. There's gotta be one out there.
Absolutely. Ah, jeez, that dog.
I know. There's always something sort of Stephen King-ish about it.
Yeah. Photo play.
Is that like
it's like Playboy or something?
Like a nudie mag, a jerk-off book?
I guess so. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
I like that guy's eyebrows, dude.
You could clean some dishes with those eyebrows.
Dude, that shit's like for like keeping the snow out of your eyes.
Also, that one guy's got Brillo pad for hair, so I mean, I guess they just bump heads to get stuck to one another. Ugh, so good.
Oh yeah.
Gross but good.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I know. I was like watching this last night on the laptop. And I was like getting grossed out. I was like, if I'm getting like squeamish watching this, I'm like, this is good shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm just so jaded at this point. But it's something about the blend of Wilford Brimley and the internal organs on this gross fucking thing that just works really well for me, man.
This is also setting up that Wilford Brimley needs glasses. So when he transforms later, spoiler, he's not wearing the glasses anymore. That's actually something they did explain in the 2011 one, is that they checked each other for teeth fillings because the creature could not replicate that, and they wouldn't need glasses anymore. So that was kind of their blood, testing the blood scene, was checking everybody out for their fillings and stuff.
Yeah.
So these are definitely recordings from the 80s. There's no way they'd be able to get like TV series. So if you were to be isolated, what TV shows would you have?
Oh man, I would probably put in like Knight Rider, 18. all the cliche big shit, and some WWF.
Oh yeah, that's the best time to
Definitely
watch
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
You know,
some Transformers and
Transformers,
G.I.
G.I. Joe, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
I love this game room though, man. I'd love to have something like this just in my house.
Yeah, that I could live there. I'm trying to like recreate that in like my home right now.
You just need that pool table, right?
Yeah. I keep telling my girlfriend I want to get like one of those awesome 80s arcade cocktail tables for like our breakfast table in the morning. You know?
The one that's got like Pac-Man in it?
Yeah, the one that you would play, go to Pizza Hut and play as a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I relate most to this guy. He's wearing the flannel, he's got a beard, he loves dogs.
yeah, I could see that.
I don't remember what his name is though, honestly.
It's right on the tip of my tongue, man. Shit.
Such a good shot though, just the
I know.
one step. I'm trying to imagine what the trainer is like on the outside of the camera,
Yeah,
like what he's doing.
Like they rehearse this a whole bunch of times with like a piece of, like a chunk of meat or something.
Just so unnatural for a dog to move.
And he's just staring at the wall.
Yeah. Ugh. And even him's like, that's pretty weird. It's good. Maybe the dog's got like 1,000-yard stare. It's seen some shit.
I know. Well, he's been all over the fucking galaxy.
Yeah.
He's seen like hundreds of thousands of years of shit, I'm sure.
Now, you think the thing shares its memory, like with every replica it makes?
I think so. I think they're all just sort of one being trying to constantly replicate and survive, you know?
Yeah.
Clark, that's his name.
Oh, Clark, okay.
Yeah. Clark.
Some nice...
Oh, that's so fucking sweet, dude. I mean, it looks fake a little bit, but it's still great. I did not see the split, the face opening up like that. Like, I didn't see that coming at all, but... like the first time I saw it, but
it's very
obviously like fucking Stranger Things ripped it off.
Well, know? I mean, it's very H.P. Lovecraft, and I feel like not enough people like know his name, like realize
Lovecraft.
How much.
Oh god, it's great.
How much he's influenced the sci-fi horror.
Oh yeah,
and most of his stories are just like unfilmable. There's no way you can film it just because of how he describes things. This poor dog right here,
man,
getting sprayed with that. Oh,
and I love that. I mean the dog trying to chew through the fence.
Yeah,
fucking awesome, dude. It just brings the tension up so much, you know.
I'm curious. Do you think that was like made of like strings of meat or something?
I think it was like probably like pasta or something. You know what I mean? Like, they obviously didn't have actual wire there because the dog would have hurt itself. They probably had something casted. But it's great because it's just like the dog is just so desperate. It's so fucking freaked out. It was willing to like chew through a metal fucking fence, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Carpenter's really great at doing his blacks too. Like if you ever wanted to, like in comics, you have to spot the blacks and things like that. Carpenter's films are great for that kind of reference.
It's racist, man.
Oh.
No. I like in terms of just like the blacks in the frame, you know, like the way that he uses the dark spaces in the frame to shoot a scene or whatever. Yeah, I agree, man. He's one of the best, man.
I like that McCready just kind of goes for the fire. He doesn't know it's a fire, but it's I guess the best way to get everybody's attention.
I think his spidey sense was tingling, you know.
Oh, this guy just no pants. If he set the alarm for the fire, and now he's going to set a fire, so...
Childs is one of those dudes who's like in so many movies, and I can never remember which ones or what his name is.
Oh, Keith David?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a very recognizable voice. He's been like... I think he's done more voice acting than he has done, like, regular acting.
Yeah.
He actually did the Join the Navy advertisements and everything like that.
Oh, really?
Because of his voice.
Yeah, he's great, man. Underrated. That's so fucking good.
I'm imagining all the puppeteers too that had to do like a stand under there and watch it and everything. But it was Childs and McCready that are the two biggest guys in the
in the group, and they had to be at odds with each other just to create that tension.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool. All those sinewy tentacles, and I just love that shit. This is like probably one of the first sci-fi movies that has to do with aliens that like didn't take a humanoid form per se.
Yeah.
But it was just like this organism, you know?
You wanted to be as far, like, sympathetic to this alien as possible.
Yeah, this is no Star Trek shit here.
No.
This is like, just, it's a monster movie.
Yeah.
It straddles a couple different genres, like, really, really well, you know?
Yeah.
It's so much fun to watch, you know?
I just get distracted by watching it now. I mean,
I know. All those, like, weird, crabby spider legs and shit.
Yeah. And you see that one eyeball back there?
Yep. Totally.
I would feel bad for setting these models on fire. I mean, of course, setting the alien on fire is fine, but having to set the model on fire would be like heartbreaking to me.
Oh, I know. These guys still don't realize what they're in for.
No, not at all. I don't think any of them like have any grasp on what's going on.
Really, I think the crux of what makes this movie good is that doubt of not being able to trust anybody, that anybody could be the alien, you know? Like once they realize that how it gets infected into the group.
And it just could be like a speck of blood, I think is what one of the things they said too, is like every part of this thing is alive, so just having a little speck of blood on you, it'll take some time, but it'll still be able to take you over.
He just rips it off like he's eating some crab legs and shit.
He's like, fuck it, I'm Wilford Brimley.
Now this is one of my favorite scenes in a movie, man. Where he gets his hands dirty with this thing. Fucking love it.
So good looking. You can't replicate that look in CGI.
Look at Wilford Brimley, dude.
He's like, whatever.
He's got the perfect face. Just
even without his mustache.
Grossed out, dude. Yeah. It's a dirty fucking pussy, man.
Ooh, oh god! Why did you have to go there?
Because that's exactly what I thought last night when I was watching this. I was like, yeah.
Now I'm never gonna be able to go near one again.
I know.
I'm seeing this is the organism that it's absorbing, right? The wolf.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. I mean, look at his face.
It looks like he's on the verge of tears.
I had to go back and rewatch those Cocoon movies. Those were pretty cool too, actually. For a bunch of old people in the movie, those are fun. But
I like how he's touching it with his eraser and then puts the eraser next to his mouth.
Yeah.
Yep. There goes. Yeah. I'm just like, I'd throw that pencil away after touching that.
I thought his character arc was a little jolting.
Because he seems so calm and collected right here.
Yeah, he seems like he's got his shit together, and then all of a sudden is like he just totally loses it once he realizes that any of them could be the monster, could be the alien. He just like snaps, you know. Oh. I mean, that it is interesting. I just thought they could have been a little gradual with his anxiety about it, you know, like
like tension building scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I think that's sort of trying to be a red herring to, like, who's an alien, who's not.
Right.
Like, the alien's trying to disable all ways of them escaping.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just, you know, this movie's full of those red herring, just like...
Yeah, well, they want to keep you guessing, like, who is it, you know? It's kind of like a... Well, like you said, the name of the original story, what was it?
Who Goes There?
Yeah, like, it's almost like a who goes there, who done it.
Yeah.
Who's a real enemy, you know? People tend to turn on each other in instances of high anxiety, you know?
Yeah.
And I think Windows' character really serves to that whole plot point, too. Because he's always just, like, on edge. He's afraid of everybody, you know? He doesn't trust anybody. And he's like the weak character of them all.
He was the one with the glasses, right?
He's a radio guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The curly afro hair and whatever, but...
Yeah, sorry, I don't really remember everybody's names. I remember McCready is Kurt Russell, Childs is Keith David.
Yeah.
And Blair is Wilford Brimley, because those are like the three biggest actors in this.
Mm-hmm.
These other guys, I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of throwaway dudes in this movie, but... It's so funny because they're so quick to say, "Oh, we can't learn anything from this," because they're just so fucking lazy from being up in like the mountains of
Their work for the last few weeks have just been like shitting,
playing pinball and shit.
I mean, it sounds like a great job, but I'm curious. Is it just like an outpost, just in case something happens out there? I don't really.
I thought they were out
understand.
there supposed to be doing some kind of research or something.
Yeah,
or-
there's only like one scientist among them.
They're like, we need some dudes to keep some tabs on what's going on in Siberia right now. So
Yeah, I get Kurt Russell. He's the helicopter pilot. He transports them around, but everyone else, there's the doctor with the nose ring. But I'd like to know what everybody's job is there. There's Macintosh is the radio guy, of course. So
yeah, there you go.
So knots is like a Navy term, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a way to describe like how fast you're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that, so I hear knots. I have no idea. So, did you have to do with like a rope and tying knots in it initially?
I
or something?
don't know. I don't think so.
It's a great shot there. Nice view. Of
I like the old
environment.
school fucking like Wild West pioneer, gold rush hat he's wearing.
I just thought it was very impractical. I think.
It's funny because like Carpenter and Russell were talking about that hat, and Carpenter was asking Russell about it, and he was like, "I had to learn to love it. I had to learn to love it."
I would imagine there'd be like high winds in that area, and the hat would just kind of blow off with the first wind.
I know, right? Probably like duct taped it to his head or something.
So we get a nice matte painting here. Of
Yeah, I
the
love it.
spaceship.
I love the matte paintings, man.
Yeah. Whew. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, totally cool. And they do this weird thing with the light shifting over it too somehow, which is neat.
Yeah, I'd like to know how they did that. Maybe like it was transparent. They just had like a flashlight behind it or something.
Probably. This is the most obvious way to create the effect. Would be my guess, but
Yeah.
yeah, I like that stuff, man. Very cool. Kind of smacks of Alien a little bit.
Well,
A little bit. Just reminds me of it.
yeah, just
in
a little,
vague way.
little bit.
Where they're just going to discover this big craft or whatever. Doesn't really play that big of a role in the movie, but you just begin to realize that this shit has been basically sitting in the ice and snow for hundreds of thousands of years.
Before humanity. Even.
Yeah, yeah. So the creature itself got thrown or ran away from escaped the craft and then got frozen in a block of ice
Yeah.
over time, and then the Norwegians found it and they cut it out and they took it back to their research place, and then it thawed out and it got loose and
Kind of like Encino Man or something.
Encino Man. Yeah, just like Encino Man.
Even came out looking like Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, that's where they cut it out of the.
I would think that would be already filled back up with snow, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, it serves a story.
Yeah.
Got to make it obvious for the
Nice blue ice.
audience there. Yeah.
And I guess it was budget restraints that they didn't really explore inside the alien craft at all.
I don't really want to see inside the craft.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not about that per se.
Yeah.
It's not about the sci-fi tech. It's about the characters' interactions and stuff.
Absolutely. Plus, I'm sure most of the budget went to making the practical monster effects and everything. So
Yeah, this movie and Alien go hand in hand together really, really well.
yeah,
I wonder if Carpenter was inspired by Ridley Scott. Fucking Alien.
I don't know. They came out so close together that they had to be in production like overlapping. one
Yeah,
another.
I think Alien was 79, and then this was shot in 81, released in 82, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
That they would build off each other, or that this movie would build off that. So I like how they have asteroids in the background.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic.
I think there's another one that's like some type of fire thing too. I believe. I don't remember what the name of the game was, but just a nice little nod to one another.
It's like, dude, take the roller skates off, all right? What are you, 5? Come on, dude. He throws like what does he call them? Like nasty drawers.
Yeah. Oh, it does look pretty nasty. There's the yellow stains
I know,
and
there's
shit all over
fucking
it.
like fucking skid marks on and shit.
Wilford Brimley doesn't give a shit.
He's like diabetes.
Diabetes.
Well, these effects are bad. And these also remind me of Alien as well, man. Like, you're just supposed to... Because back in those days, we didn't have the technology. They didn't have, you know... There was no, you know, high-res fucking laptops. So this was, like, cutting-edge shit. And it's, like, less... It's, like...
Less is more, I think.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, man, this doesn't even look as good as Pac-Man. You know? And like how they spell it out for you on the screen, just exposition.
It's just imagine like someone having to animate this for like weeks. He probably spent so long like animating this short thing.
I know, right?
And the director's like, "Oh, that looks great. Let's keep going."
But those are the things that I like that give it the charm, man.
Yeah.
I don't like everything being slick. I like some things being a little...
Well, I think that's what makes the original Star Wars trilogy so good. Is just it looks lived in. It looks gritty. It looks grimy.
Yeah, they just pulled it off as best they could. And, you know, now everything's just seamless, you know.
Everything looks too clean.
Yeah. But they're just basically telling us here exactly what's going to happen. Like, they're just giving it the urgency, you know.
It's the exposition machine.
Exactly.
It's like the Chessmaster 3000. This is Exposition 3000.
Exactly. Everybody's just boozing through this whole movie, man.
I mean, what else would you do? No women around.
McCready, he's a whiskey guy. Fucking
Blair is the vodka guy.
Yeah, he's a vodka guy.
Oh, looks like there's a Coors on this desk too.
Yeah, he's got Coors Banquet there.
You even recognize which Coors it is.
Mm-hmm. That was probably before Coors Light even existed.
Yeah. It looks like he's got like model planes on his shelf there too.
Oh, they have to pass the time somehow, dude. I think they just give you the impression that these guys had oodles of fucking time just to fucking waste, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this whole thing just happens and it fucks their shit up, you know, because they're not ready for it.
I don't think they were ready for anything.
No. Would you be? I mean, shit. I mean, you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, nowhere planet Earth. You know, just fucking in the middle of nowhere.
You can't just walk down the street at the convenience store or something.
No, yeah. So yeah, you gotta have shit to do, man. Models, video games, pinball machines, pool,
old TV recordings.
Yeah, jack off books.
Yeah, maybe there's like a time of the day where everyone's just like, don't bother me between this time and this time. I'm with my nudie mags.
Well, that's why everybody's got their own separate shack away from the central meeting place or whatever.
Yeah. That looks so good.
I know. It looks fake, but it looks good too. Totally believable. Who is that? Marty McFly back there?
And like... the movie keeps going, people start... Oh, and we got some movement there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
And, like, people's glasses start disappearing, too.
Look at Windows, man. He looks like he listens to too much Bob Dylan.
That or maybe some Jerry Garcia or something.
Yeah, right?
Some great sound design, too.
Yeah. Look at that ooze.
Like, there's a very, like a cicada sound, I guess, when the alien is, like,
yeah, they do that a lot for spider shots,
yeah.
You know, in movies. It's kind of a cliche, but it works.
Yes.
Because it gives you the creepy vibes, but...
nice insect sound. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, this is one of the few John Carpenter movies that he didn't score himself. This was scored by, I believe it's pronounced Ennio Morricone, who did, like, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, all classic spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome, and he totally did not get his due.
Yeah.
In terms of respect for this movie, man. I love this score. It's really cool, because it's just really sort of like... It fits this movie perfect because it taps into that core sort of primordial thing inside of you, you know? It's like that dun-dun, dun-dun,
really heavy
dun-dun.
bass
Yeah,
line.
yeah. just simple shit, you know, but it's
effective.
very, very effective. And that's the same way Carpenter does his scores and stuff, too.
So I think that you definitely got some inspiration from Morricone doing it.
Probably, yeah.
It looks like red jam, but...
Oh, my God, yeah. Strawberry jam, big time, but... I don't know.
Blood is definitely not that transparent, but...
I sometimes I like the bright blood and the bright, you know, sort of movie blood. Sometimes I like that, because I don't know. Look at that. Oh, man.
It's so gross.
Oh, these shots are so cool. I mean, they just look beautiful. And I would love to see this movie on the big screen. I never have. And maybe one day when it hits its 40th or whatever, they'll put it up on back in theaters or something in 3D or something cool like that.
There's one of those local theaters near my place that play old movies. So if I ever see it, I'll definitely let you know.
Oh, dude, they're bringing Terminator 2 back.
Really?
Yeah, over at the AMC.
Yeah?
Gotta go see it.
One of those Fathom events?
Gotta go see it.
Yeah.
Got to. I mean, that's just fucking amazing. To see that one on the big screen will be fucking awesome. But, yeah, this one definitely, too.
I could definitely do the Terminator movies for the sci-fi commentary as well, so...
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, that's just a...
I'm all about time travel.
Like a, you know... foreclosed conclusion. Look at those hands, dude. That's so awesome. Just simple, weird, you know, behavioral things that just make it believable, you know? It's just creepy.
The unnaturalness of it.
Yeah, yeah. And he just began the process of being assimilated or whatever, and...
Yeah, I guess the vocal cords is the last thing that, like, changes.
Yeah.
Which is convenient for them. Yeah, I mean, like, he should know what it is by now. I mean, they've all been they've been leaving him out of the loop, like, of what they've discovered.
Yeah, the captain. He's like, I think they did that just to show that he's just an incompetent sort of figurehead. He's not like a real leader in any way.
Yeah. I mean, he'll lead them all with his great eyebrows, but other than that... So they pretty much just show that the creature, unless it's completely burned, is never going to die.
Right, right.
So
you have to completely torch all the living tissue because it can just touch you and you'll get infected.
Yeah.
And
every cell is like part of the alien, so it's like a bad Dragon Ball Z villain or something.
Yeah. Boom. I would love to fucking blast a flamethrower like once in my life. It's like a flamethrower and a Uzi. That'd be a lot of fun, man.
Maybe like a minigun.
Yeah.
Just to experience it.
Yeah, just to know what it feels like. Like, you can go out to Vegas, and you can, like, blast an Uzi for, like, $50 an hour or whatever.
You can do practically anything in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I was out there for my sister's wedding back in 2002.
I didn't even know you had a sister.
Yeah, and, like, her husband's groomsmen invited me along with them, and we went out to this firing range, and they were, like, blasting fucking Uzis, shotguns, Tommy guns, all this shit, you know?
And yeah, for some added security, cover it back up with ice, because obviously the ice will keep it stationary for the next 10,000 years, 100,000.
Yep. Put it on the ground.
There's actually a video game that also came out that's like a direct sequel to this movie.
I'm sure so many video games have ripped this movie off. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
It came out in 2002, I believe. And I really wanted to play it, but I never did. And John Carpenter has come out and said it is official canon, so...
Oh, what's it called?
The Thing. It's a video game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it came out on PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that, dude.
Yeah, I've never played it myself. I just know of it. Yeah, I'll definitely try and check it out. Maybe there's a Let's Play on YouTube or something of it.
Apparently that helicopter right there is a model. It's a prop. And they made it bigger than the actual model, like the actual style of helicopter.
Like forced perspective kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, just to give it more, to give it more of a presence in the scenes or whatever, but it's not a real helicopter.
Yeah. Looks
Because,
legit.
I mean, it makes sense because they're going to torch it later and all the shit's ripped out of it and stuff.
You don't want to destroy a working piece of machinery.
Yeah. Sure, it's cheaper just to build a model.
Yeah. And of course, we didn't see who was running back into the building. It's
Yeah. We're not quite there yet with the paranoia.
Yeah.
Not yet, but it's building. This definitely helps build it,
Yeah.
That was one thing I did find kind of like interesting was like, so, what's the doctor's name that they put out in the shack?
Blair.
Yeah, Blair. So Blair's like, basically like, hoarding all these like, instruments and stuff to try to build a spaceship to get off, or like some sort of...
Yeah, he's trying to rebuild the spaceship or something to get off the...
Yeah, because he's got that underground little mini spaceship going on or something.
Yeah.
So, does that mean he's infected?
Well, I don't think he's infected yet. I think... Because I think right here he's still wearing his glasses.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And it's when he's out in the shack, someone comes out there and gets him.
Yeah, but see... All the instrument panels in that fucking helicopter ripped out, right?
Yeah.
Who did that? Blair?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll never really know the exact events of what happened.
Because I thought later on when I saw that he was building that little mini like UFO underneath the ice,
yeah.
that was because that was a direct result of him trying to gather materials to try to get a spaceship to get off Earth and get back out in space or whatever, right?
Well, you had also mentioned that we believe that they all have a collective unconscious or collective consciousness, hive mind.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it was just someone else who started collecting stuff, and they had Blair since he was out by himself.
Nah, maybe a bunch of them have been piecing it together or something.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, so obviously he's still human here because why would we be wrecking all this tech going, this is a very human thing to do.
Yeah.
He's just fucking spazzing out,
This is just a regular day of working with Wilford Brimley on the set. Right. They decided to record it.
Yeah, this is actually documentary footage of him acting out on the set, and they just decided to throw it in the movie.
They didn't give him his bacon for the morning or something.
I know.
His diabetes medication.
Exactly. There's some bad acting right there. That's probably the worst acting in the movie by fucking windows.
Can't all be Oscar winners, I guess.
Mm-mm.
Oh, and this poor guy. All of his dogs are dead. That's sad.
I mean, that's some serious shit to some people who really love animals.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm the kind of guy who could watch, Colombian execution videos and not flinch. But as soon as I see a video where someone's hurting a dog, I'm just like,
because they're innocent,
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy, he's definitely the red herring for sure for a big part of this movie. Where you're just like, yeah, he's the fucking, you just sort of begin to believe that he's the one because he's the one they first point the finger at, like.
Definitely.
He's the alien. He's the one in hiding, whatever. And then you find out in the end, not so much.
Well, it could be that one of the things too with the thing is that it doesn't show emotion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like Invasions of the Body Snatchers kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But since he's having an emotional reaction to the dogs being dead, I think that's kind of showing, hey, maybe he's not the thing.
Yeah, yeah. I love that point in the movie where fucking Kurt Russell says, we're going to figure out who the thing is. And I never heard it before. Like, he actually says it in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, when they're doing the thing with the copper wire and
the heated up copper wire.
Yeah. I love Wilford Brimley in this scene, too. It's the way he fucking looks, and he's just...
Watch him close. I'm Wilford Brimley.
He's got a certain gravitas to him, for sure.
Yeah. I could see him in like every Western movie ever, like him just in the background somewhere. And I like the doctor has the old-fashioned doctor's bag and everything.
These guys look like they're ready to slice open a tauntaun. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah, I bet that thing doesn't smell too great either, so... this is probably, like, military-funded base. You'd think, like, they'd have better equipment and everything, but... And if they hadn't heard from their base in so long, they'd try and make contact somehow. I guess it's covered maybe in the video game. I don't know.
Well, you have to ask yourself, how much would they really need out in the middle of fucking nowhere? They have like a whole fucking rack of shotguns.
Yeah.
A helicopter, a fucking snowcat, jack-off books.
Gotta keep the morale high.
Endless fucking barrels of kerosene or fucking jet fuel or whatever the fuck it is.
That was one thing I didn't like about the 2011 one, is that they had Mary-Kate Winslet in it. And I'm just like, this is a bad situation. You don't want one woman in a group of guys isolated.
No.
This is no good.
It makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to stick one female in a group of like 10 men in the middle of nowhere, because that just creates chaos between the men.
Which is why I imagine there's no woman right here, right now. So.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Not to say that women are can't do the job. I'm just saying men have dicks. It happens.
Yep. Creates the one fertile female in a group of like a dozen dudes, like fuck.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster.
So now they're talking like there's only one person who has the key to the safe, and it's the leader guy.
Yeah, the blood locker. Two dudes have access. One is the key carrier, and this guy, the doctor, only gets it from him. So how did who got in there?
It is a good question, because it reveals that neither one of them are the thing. So,
right.
Spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen the movie. I don't know why you'd be listening.
Spoiler alerts.
I don't know why you'd be listening to this without seeing the movie first, but...
Fan commentaries are spoiler alerts by nature, so...
Do you think that the thing could have maybe used one of its tentacles to pick the lock?
I think that's possible. I mean...
Or maybe even replicate what a key might look like. I mean, it can replicate organic matter. Could it Man, that would add a whole new level of just paranoia if it could replicate inanimate objects.
Well, you have to ask yourself, who's the fucking alien in this situation? It's the fucking... I don't know his name, but the guy with
the skateboarder guy.
The dude with the, like, reddish blonde hair?
Yeah, it's the gray sweater guy and the skateboarder guy, which, look, neither one of them are here right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So maybe this is the scene where one is being assimilated by the other.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, the reason why this reminds me of a fucking Romero movie is because the Childs is in fucking... Isn't he in the... Not Day of the Dead, but what's the one where in the mall? I don't know why I'm drawing.
I thought that was Day of the Dead.
Is it Day of the Dead? Day of the Dead's where isn't Dawn of the Dead?
Or it's Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
it's Dawn
Day
of
of the Dead's the one where they're in the military bunker.
It's
Dawn of the Dead. He's the guy in the mall, right?
Huh. I can't remember if he's in that movie or not.
Yeah, I better verify that before I fucking wreck this fucking commentary.
It's all right.
Can't know everything all the time.
Yeah. I mean, we're both movie aficionados, but the knowledge bank can only hold so much.
Dude, I seriously have the worst memory, I admit it,
Just pulls that knife right out.
Yep. Everybody knows Childs he's too much of a loose gun to have a leadership role. Let's see.
See here. This is gonna be like coming up to one of the best scenes soon. Hopefully, not hopefully, but it will. And I like that they're burning the blood because they know like it could be infected with the thing. But I don't see why the guy didn't take off his gloves too. He just kind of kept his gloves on. after you've handled all the loose blood. That'd be a hell of a scene, too. If they all just revealed to be the Thing and just attacked him all at once while he's holding the flamethrower.
Well, that's why I think they made it a point to say like 75%. Well, of the population or whatever, but well, they were like giving some exposition earlier when he was on the fucking what we call it, the computer,
The exposition machine.
Yeah, exposition machine. That like at least it was likely that 2 or 3 were infected.
Yeah.
Just to make it nice and easy for us to know that there's a couple people, but.
Nice tense scene here.
Yeah.
So I guess when the Thing would absorb you, it would absorb all your knowledge too, so...
It must use your brain somehow, right? I mean, that only makes sense.
How it was able to imitate you. But, like, the doctor, if it was a Thing, why would it heal them, you know? It would want them at their most vulnerable, so they're easier targets. I would think, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that you'd want to try to hide in plain sight kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. I don't know anything about this guy in the gray sweater, and everyone else has got, like, a character. But that's how it goes.
I don't think you really notice that in your first watch of the movie, you know?
There's a lot of time jumps in this, too. Like, he just said the previous scene he said, the storm's about to hit us in 6 hours. And this scene he's just like, the storm has been hitting us for 48 hours. And I like that there's no, like, subtitle at the bottom that says 48 hours later.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
It's just a passage of time, you know, as it happens.
I like that. I don't want to be, like, just bombarded with, like, subtitles and everything just saying, hey...
Everything's just spoon-fed to you like an idiot. Yeah.
Because if you don't hear those bits of dialogue, you're just like, oh, this all happened in one night. And just the fact that, Kurt Russell right here sounds very tired, and he says he's very tired. He probably has not slept at all for fear of,
Oh, yeah.
assimilated.
And he's probably hungover, too. He's been drinking whiskey all the fucking time.
Yeah. I had, like, the same tape recorder when I was a kid, and me and my brothers would record stupid shit at, like, our own little radio shows.
Oh, man, I was confusing Ken Foray for...
I mean, they look similar.
Yeah.
Not to be racist, but they do. They
I like how
do
we have to say that all the time, like after every like confusing anybody who's of the same color.
I like that I like that this guy's got the bottle of unknown liquid, but most likely acid.
It's probably just pee.
Just to, like, on the ready, just in case.
Mm-hmm. He's like, my parole officer is dropping by tomorrow. Gotta have this ready.
I like that it's just sitting there on his desk, just waiting. And I guess he's like he is the scientist among them. I think.
Yeah, he's a real sort of book nerd, of the group.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't
he
save
ain't
you.
He ain't gonna make it. Unfortunately.
But this is a nice setup and everything. It's him, like, he is prepared, like, to not be assimilated, whatever the cost.
I always thought this really kind of foggy, like what happens to him, because he's out there, and then
the following scene, he's like a pile of ash.
Yeah, and it's implied that he just burns himself to. Well, they said, maybe he just burned himself before it got him, you know. But how would you do that? I mean, you have to like douse himself in kerosene.
Maybe that bottle on his desk was kerosene instead of acid.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very sketchy.
Oh, some nice more red herrings right here.
Mm-hmm. It's like the aliens like trying to play a trick on their understanding of what's going on right now.
Right. Because it's all about who told who what, who knows what.
Mm-hmm. It's all hearsay and stories, and I like that guy. I wish he had lasted longer.
Yeah, but it does turn out that he is the one that is the thing in the next scene. If it's I believe it's the next scene. That's the problem with that. You if you're with the thing, it's gonna get you because you'll be by yourself, and it's not really worth just going in two pairs. Should have kept it at three, like Kurt Russell's group, but that's how it goes. Nice veil of mystery. Who's the thing and who isn't. This is just that noose hanging right in the foreground is great. Just eating his beans out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't think that rope even comes back in the scene later. Wilford Brimley might have a psychotic break, but he's feeling better now. After he eats his beans and ties his noose, he's just fine. That's like every day for Wilford Brimley.
He's trying to convince him to let him out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm fine now. I mean, I just tried to kill everybody in the camp, but no, really, I'm fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be the guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I could light myself on fire and burn myself that bad, like, in a matter of, like, you know, what, like an hour? It would take days to do that.
I think it said it was like 45 minutes, I think, something like that, but yeah, he had to have like either brass balls or just fucked up, one or the other.
I really wish they had explained that a little bit better, you know, like just giving us like another visual or something where he's just totally lit on fire,
or where he screams and they come out and he's already like too far gone for them to put him out and save his life.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like he'd been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, maybe that lack of detail adds to the chaos of confusion, you know?
And, you know, just budgetary constraints, too.
Yeah.
This is the Zoink Scoob, let's split up moment. Nice horror element. It's like he left, and he said, like, that light wasn't on when I left. Bum, bum, bum.
This movie really does, like... It really does sort of flesh out that feeling of confusion and, like, what's happening, like, who's who, and it really denigrates, it breaks down the entropy of the moment, you know, like, really, the entropy of these guys were all really close, they all knew each other really well, and all of a sudden, it's just breaking down into total chaos, and it's, you know what it's supposed to end up like, which is, like, that Norwegian camp.
Yeah. So
it's really cool to watch everything in moment to moment of how it loses its fucking composure, you know?
Yeah.
So this fucking guy.
Yeah, this scene is like, this is where you kind of start to realize what's going on. Is he having a heart attack? It doesn't really explain it, because he is a thing. Obviously, we find that out in a very short amount of time, but what's happening right here is he...
I guess he's just going through a metamorphosis or something, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's got the Pamela Voorhees sweater on, so...
And I like that it switched between the guy in the gray sweater and the skateboarder guy, because they're both the thing. And it was like, he's looking out the window, it goes to him outside the window, and then it comes back, and it's on the other guy, and then both of those guys are the Thing, which is kind of
Yeah. See, you call him skateboarder guy, I call him biker guy.
I don't know, either one.
Weed smoker guy. Knowles.
Nowls. Then I'm trying to figure out like what time Blair gets assimilated. Like
Yeah, sometime when he's out in the fucking shack, obviously, right? So he's out there and maybe it comes up under the floorboards at some point, gets him. Because it was deadbolted from the outside, they said.
Right. But so anybody could have just come and unbolted it and walked in there, like giving him his food even.
Oh, true, yeah. Yeah, I mean, are the details of that really important? I guess, I mean, you never think of it when you're watching the movie because you're just caught up in the chaos of the whole thing. And
this is true.
The more you see it, you're like, well, wait a minute. Let me get out my pen and my fucking... let me get my dry erase board and log a timeline for this shit.
My conspiracy theory time chalkboard or dry erase board or whatever.
Exactly.
Get my little strings of yarn out.
Exactly.
Man, he looks really creepy there.
Yeah.
Now, why would this base have dynamite? Just cause?
Blow up chunks of ice?
I guess. In case we get attacked by the Russians.
He looks great, though. That would be a great cosplay.
Yeah.
Just be all frosted like that. Have a stick of dynamite or a big bundle of dynamite. And I could see Nika making a great figure out of that, man.
Who?
Nika. Nika, they make those like that Jason Voorhees over there.
Oh, okay.
These really detailed, kind of cheap, like... figurines and stuff that you collect, like that would be a great fucking Nika figure.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
those are like the really expensive figures, right? Because they're like hand painted and everything.
Some of them, it just depends. Like that Friday the 13th Part 6 was only like $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
But just stuff for the fans, whatever. But
they don't really explain what's going on with this guy. Like, is his form breaking down, or...
Yeah, he seems really weak and feeble, right? Like maybe he just couldn't pull it, that version of the monster couldn't pull it off or something, or...
Maybe he was starving, like maybe the creature has to eat within a certain amount of time and it hasn't because they're all been, like, on high alert.
Who knows, man?
Maybe
we're not supposed to know.
Yeah. But I imagine the alien has to, have a metabolism of some kind.
Maybe it was just a plot device.
Yeah, it's just so that gets one of them close to him.
Oh yeah, this is a great scene too, man.
This is like some of the best use of like practical effects I think I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Just that sneak right there. I like that they took the time to put the water droplets in his beard, like the snow.
Yeah.
That's a nice attention to detail.
It is.
I think they should have had it to where when he electrocutes him the first time, that the creature should have just like gone crazy.
Well, that's just fucking...
Yeah,
dude,
I realize that now.
The fucking bear trap.
Yeah.
Fucking double amputee, man.
Oh, well, actually, they did have a double amputee there, and they just, so to make it look real, they put a mask of the actor on top of him.
Shut the fuck up.
I
Are
swear,
you serious?
I read in the trivia about the movie.
If that's true, dude, that is fucking amazing. Look at that shit. Love it.
And just the skin peeling, pulling apart.
It looks really good.
Ugh,
the head just separates. And
so good looking. Just all the slime and the pus.
And it's green on the inside,
yeah.
you know? Just, oh man, love it.
and just how it looks real. Like, I mean, obviously it is real, but it totally believable face. I think it's just because of how much wrinkles in the skin there are and everything.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
and also, you know, in the context of everything being distorted anyway, that it's believable that maybe doesn't look exactly like the actor, but some fucked up version of it or whatever, but...
It's definite nightmare fuel. I'm sure it kept a lot of people who saw this.
Especially when it crawls away with the crab legs, man. Yeah. Ugh.
And then it decided to do it upside down instead of, you know, regular side.
Mm-hmm.
Just the added unnaturalness of
This
it.
movie's just so epic. It's such a fucking trendsetter, man. Like,
yeah. Oh, it's so
look
cool.
at that, dude.
That's so cool.
That's such a great... That's GIF worthy right there, man.
Windows is just like, what's going on, guys?
I know. It's funny because he seems like the stoner of the group.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Just the mouth.
So cool. That would make a great collectible too, man.
Yeah. They could come together in like a set or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. Carpenter must have it on lockdown or something.
Yeah. It's the perfect line for the situation. I like that they even took the time to have the little legs wiggling around when it's on fire.
And the howling of it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's like kind of partially human or...
Yeah.
Nice. This is my favorite scene of the whole movie, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like all the tension comes together right in this scene.
I hope that... I probably didn't, but I hope this scene got an award of some kind, but usually horror movies don't really get any awards.
I would seriously doubt it for this movie, man.
Yeah.
Seeing how, like, the composer got a Razzie for this. Can you fucking believe that?
That's bullshit.
He got honored at the Oscars, I think, last year or the year before, finally.
Oh, Morricone?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Living fucking legend, dude.
I believe in The Hateful Eight, they actually used Morricone again, but there was a song that was used in The Hateful Eight that was supposed to be in this movie that ended up getting cut. And it's like the first song in The Hateful Eight.
I love The Hateful Eight, dude. Such a fucking good movie. And score is amazing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so he just straight up fucking downs this fucking guy, wastes him.
Yeah, he's got to have... Like, that's the kind of scene where you realize, oh yeah, he's got military training, because his reaction time is just, like, spot on.
He's killed people before.
Yeah.
You know.
He doesn't really show any remorse at all. You know, like, anybody else would be, like, shaking afterwards, like, oh my god, I just killed a guy.
Yeah, he's probably done a couple tours in Vietnam or something, and, you know.
Dropping soldiers off in his helicopter.
He ain't taking no shit, man.
And it's just the slow tension building right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he is a pasty-looking motherfucker.
He's as white as it gets.
He could walk out in the snow right now and blend right in. Niles never takes off that headband either.
Mm-mm.
He probably is embarrassed of his hairline or something.
That's another thing about this movie that reminds me of Alien is that it's very personalized. The characters are very personalized, you know, and their little effects and stuff, like the personal effects, is something that Alien did as well. I'm sure they kind of. Dude, would you slice, like, if you're gonna, if I was like, you're gonna take blood from me, and you just gonna slice open my thumb, you know how much you use your fucking thumb every day?
Seriously. Use my
You ever had a
pinky.
little cut on your thumb?
It hurts so bad.
It hurts. I'd be like, take it on the back of my hand or something where I don't use my fucking
pinky.
You know.
The pinky. Use my left hand pinky. That's my least used finger.
Dude, draw some fucking blood from, I don't know, my shin or something.
Yeah.
Like, don't take it from a place I use. Like,
just straight down the thumb is that just hurts me to watch.
Why didn't you just cut off that fucking wart he had in his thumb? But I see people do that in movies all the time.
You know, when slice the thumb?
Like, oh, let's have a blood pact, and they just slice their hand open. I'm like, no. Dude, you gotta use that shit nonstop all day long. Like, you ever, like, I remember one time I went camping with my friends, and we were like heating up some SpaghettiOs in the fire.
Yeah.
And I reached to the spoon to stir it, and it had been sitting in the fire.
Yeah.
And that burned the shit out of my 3 fingers on my right hand. And it was a real ordeal to use my fucking hand for like a month. Because it was like burned, you know? And it made me realize, like, you actually need to have, you know, full capacity of your fingers at all times.
Right.
Like, I would never slice my thumb open, like, you know, it makes no sense. Like, there's so many other places you can get blood from, you know?
So this is an interesting thing I've noticed in this, is that everybody who is human has light glinting off their eyes.
Really?
The guy who is, you know, your biker guy,
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
watch, he's got no glint on his eyes. His eyes are in shadow.
Dude, are you high right now?
No, I swear to God, if you rewatch the scene, like while you were talking about your SpaghettiOs thing, his eyes were in shadow. Everyone else has got light glinting off of him.
All right, let's see. See if this theory holds up.
Because he's the only one. He's the only thing right now in this group of guys. We got the light glint.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally tell that's a fake hand right now. Light glint on Keith David. And McCready's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he didn't even give it a second thought.
Look, nothing.
Yeah, maybe you're onto something there. I don't know. Did they bring it up in the commentaries or in the IMDb or something? Or
I don't think so. If it did, I didn't.
Something
read
you
it.
noticed?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
And the blood moving.
Oh, this is so fucked up.
Yeah.
I love this transformation, dude.
The eyes bulging out of the head and everything. And
So, I guess the organism's just like breaking form to just do a survival move or something?
like
right?
to escape the bonds, I'm guessing.
They're all fucking tied down to the couch together.
Obviously it worked since he got out.
So these things can like... Oh, that's awesome.
Such a good shot.
They can... Did it jump or did it levitate? What? How did it get on this? It jumped.
I would imagine it jumped.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't have the same muscle structure as we do.
Yeah. That's definitely a dummy. That's
yeah.
a little bit of... a little bit of slippage in the quality of the...
Yeah, it's just the guy
special
like
effects
flinging
there,
the dummy
yeah.
around. You can tell because the knees are bending backwards.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. Oh,
Poor Windows. Windows got fucked.
he was just cleared of all charges and then he gets killed.
Yeah.
But this totally, this is the turning point. This is like, we know what we have to do now. We know how to tell who's real and who isn't. I have nothing but respect for a stuntman who voluntarily sets himself on fire.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at Kane Hodder, dude. He's all fucking burnt up and shit underneath his neck.
Yeah.
Like, down his neck and shit. Those guys, like, take abuse for our entertainment. So, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but the guy who played the live-action Spawn, he was also in the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He was talking about when he was in Spawn and having to set himself on fire. He actually did it himself, and just the goo they put on him was like ice cold, and it soaked through his clothes and everything.
Oh, no.
So he was very happy when they set him on fire, just because of how cold he was.
It's one hell of a way to make a living, man.
Yeah.
I love this. Is it to continue with the fucking experiment, man?
Yeah, it doesn't. No break in stride. Just like, okay, we set it on fire. And I like just the time skips. There's no like, a little bit longer. Let's show him actually get untied and put him on. It's just, there it is.
Dude, the editing of this scene is so important, man.
Yeah. That's right. Motherfucking Keith David.
Childs. What's up, Childs? I swear to God, this guy was gonna be a fucking... They're all convinced and shit.
Yeah.
I like how he has a little outburst. after he's proven innocent, he's like,
I don't want to be tied to this fucking couch.
"Tight this motherfucking couch."
His name is Gary. His last
Gary.
name? Gary. He looks like a Gary.
He's a fucking Gary all the way, dude. I'm gonna say this to my girlfriend. We're sitting on the couch, like bored, watching Netflix sometime. Sit on this fucking couch. See what she says.
She probably like leave. She's just like, fuck this.
I'm like, no, it's a scene from The Thing.
The Thing. Haven't you seen The Thing?
Yeah.
Don't you remember that scene when he's tied up to the couch? I mean,
like,
it's the most emotion his character shows in the movie.
She'd be like, I'm leaving.
I'll call you.
Yeah, don't call me.
So now it's just, they all pretty sure it's Blair now. Or just they have to do the test on Blair.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, us all four of them just go. Like, why do they, I guess just to have one guy stay there just to think, oh, well, maybe he could be turned into a thing.
Yeah, they left one guy behind.
Yeah.
Childs, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that was really fucking... I like how they had the news, too, because it's like, I guess, Wilford Brimley was weighing his options there when he was still human in the shack.
Yeah.
Apparently. But, I don't know, I guess they had to have one guy behind a man, you know,
Just
to
to
keep
create-
guard or something,
yeah.
or whatever.
Also, there's that scene at the very end with McCready and
That's a great ending, too.
Yeah.
Really, it's leaves a little something open.
well, I've got something.
I'm surprised they never made a Thing 2.
Well, that was what the video game was supposed to be.
Ah, okay.
Also, I have a thing for the final shot, but I'll say that when we get to it. Which we're getting pretty close.
Yeah, save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this did definitely confuse me. Like, obviously, Wilford Brimley didn't do this all by himself, right? I mean, how could you do that in a span of a couple days?
Well, maybe the creature can... What if the creature could revert back to one of its previous forms? Like something that had giant claws or something that you could dig through it.
He had all that stuff to set up a metal shop down there and
Yeah.
create that whole mini UFO down there. I mean, tell me that's supposed to be a UFO, right?
Oh, obviously. It's supposed to be.
I mean, like some sort of
single
spacecraft.
craft, yeah.
Yeah.
And he could... It didn't even have to be a big craft. The thing could chop off its own hand and just, like, throw it in there.
Yeah. I mean, the dialogue here is implied that he did it because he's like, oh, you know, he's so smart, you know, like, look what he's been up to. And it's like, well, he really did that. How did he get the parts from the helicopter?
Yeah.
And bring him down there when he was locked up in the shed, right?
I think it'd be interesting if they had, like, multiple tunnel systems, like, from everybody's room.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
each room had, like, a tunnel digged
That would have
underneath.
explained it.
Yeah. But, you know...
I like how McCready comes to the point where he's like, we're all fucked, basically, and we're not going to let this... If we're not leaving here, it's not leaving here, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's like, let's just fucking take it all down.
I feel like that's more of his soldier mentality going in. It's like, if we're going down, we're taking it down with us.
He's having a flashback and shit.
Yeah. Because they obviously can't escape. The helicopter's trashed. The snowmobile's trashed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
The door...
I like how he explains that, like, what it's trying to do is shut it down so that it'll go into the ice and it'll wait till the rescue and then it'll escape at that point. But
yeah, there we go again with the power getting knocked out. So get more mystery going on. Who's who?
Yeah. This really is a thriller as much as it is a horror movie or a sci-fi movie.
Well, I think this is more of a horror movie with just an alien sci-fi, the sci-fi part in it. But sci-fi horror, some of the best genres out there.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of my all-time faves, for sure.
Gosh, his eyebrows are huge.
I know.
And then we have some lens flare, but it makes sense. It's not a J.J. Abrams movie. we actually have, convincing lens flare for a reason.
Well, those are probably actual lens flares and not like an effect.
Yeah, it is an actual lens flare. Not only is it a flare in his hand.
Dynamite go boom. That's some fake looking ice. That's some like Planet Hoth ice.
It's like
from Empire Strikes Back.
It's like kids school project ice.
Yeah.
It's just like crumbled up styrofoam or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the snowmobile was still working. My mistake. It wouldn't get him very far though, especially with just like 1 or 2 people in there.
Technically, that is not. It's what do you call it? A fucking snowmobile. It's a tractor, I think they called it.
Oh.
But they did say earlier on that they took out the tractor too. So how the fuck did this happen?
Well, it looks like they're...
God damn it, John Carpenter. I want answers. I mean, you didn't rationale out every millisecond of this fucking movie.
I mean, come on.
How dare you? How dare you? So they're just trying to fucking trash the place. They're like, we need to fucking take this down to the fucking ice.
Yeah. Nowhere
Like
for
he
it to
literally
hide.
says that, yeah. We're gonna fucking take this place down to the ice.
More of his military mindset. Because, I mean, all it has to be is a drop of blood. That's honestly all it has to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gig is up. Pretty much no chance of survival. I think these guys know it, and they're like, well, let's just do the heroic thing and save humanity from...
Because it would take like 3 years or something like that for it to cover the whole planet.
Yeah, it said it was a really short amount of time, that it would just basically take over the whole planet, so... Yeah, so at this point, Childs is a no-show, which is really curious, you know?
Yeah. As they're trashing this place, where did he go? It's kind of like the movie Clue. Did you ever see that one with Tim Curry?
Yeah.
There, you can kind of figure it out by seeing it who's not present in every room.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's, the 3 different endings, but the real ending is everyone did it. And if you watch it over again, you can see who's not present in the room.
Dude, the spoilers! What the hell?
Gosh! Another movie from the 80s that everyone should have seen by now.
Like 40 years ago. Yeah, it's a process of elimination type thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So these scenes remind me of Alien 2, you know?
Yeah.
Like
they step into the...
It's very wet, there's flares, the environment is very well established.
If they run into a cocoon, it wouldn't surprise you.
Exactly. They should have a Thing versus the fucking Aliens crossover, you know?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that either one would... Because the Thing wouldn't be able to assimilate the aliens because the aliens have acid blood.
That is what would make it totally fucking perfect and interesting, man. The ultimate battle.
I don't know. I would have to think about that one. It's probably why it hasn't been made yet.
Dude. Okay, if they came out with The Thing versus the Alien...
What about Thing versus Predator?
Would you pay... I mean, goddamn, I would not hesitate for a second to go see that shit.
Well, I would definitely see it. But I would be very intrigued on how they're able to assimilate the aliens.
Exactly. That's exactly why I would want to go see it.
Yeah.
Maybe they can appropriate the acid blood as well. You know?
Possibly.
They're not like humans. They're alien creatures. They probably could assimilate the biology of the crazy aliens from whatever.
Well,
Maybe they could assume the properties of any sort of organic creature from far reaches of the universe.
I think it'd be pretty cool, like when, I believe it was Predator 2, when they go onto the Predator ship and you see the xenomorph skull. Like if you were to see like a thing or whatever, like in a glass jar, like still writhing around or something.
Oh yeah, that would be cool, yeah. Look, this is cool too, because he's just touching his face, but he's just
absorbing his cheeks.
He's just dragging him along by his face later,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's the Wilford Brimley doesn't have any glasses on either in that scene.
That's right, yeah.
That's so cool looking.
It is very cool.
Yeah, we have the black guy survives to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Nice tense. I'm guessing that's the light is from the fire above them, but like this whole area was unestablished like for the entire movie until like right now. It's like, oh yeah, we have a generator room.
Yeah, it's basically like their basement.
Yeah,
You know, that's what it's supposed to be. It's like the basement room, whatever. And see, I always thought this scene was a little lacking because I don't like the way the Carpenter handled it. They should have a sweet fucking creature right at the end come around the corner. And instead they do the floorboard thing, and I'm not watching Jaws, okay? I want to see some fucking crazy hybrid creature come out and then, you know, come at him and attack him versus going underneath, you know, like...
yeah, because I figured this was...
Why would it do that?
I figured this would be like as low as you could get. Like this, they're pretty much on solid ground at this point, but apparently not. Apparently there's like a foundation.
There's a boardwalk underneath the fucking basement or something. See, I mean, that looks cool, but I would have rather seen a big, crazy, creepy, you know, like
creature,
like crab, hybrid tentacle crab creature thing.
This is like the only place where there's stop animation with the tentacles there. Apparently they had wanted, like the studio had wanted more stop animation.
I mean, that's okay, but
John Carpenter was like, this looks terrible. Like the stop animation they did was terrible looking.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like the culmination is like there's the wolf, you know, the wolf looking creature, there's a human arm there.
I still think it would have been more effective if he'd actually seen it coming around the corner and coming out instead of...
Or if he, like, came around and it was Nulls, and then he come around another corner and it was Child's, like, it kept changing its shape.
It should have been more humanistic.
Yeah.
Than it should have been dog. Yeah. You know?
And it just kind of stood there. It kind of stood there just being, it's crazy. I'm
a crazy creature. I'm a crazy
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. And didn't really try to attack MacReady at all.
Yeah, that one tentacle looked gigantic, too. Like, that was weird, but... So we have the classic giant 80s explosion at the end.
Oh, you gotta have the giant fireball. I mean, and this is like what was the Norwegian set.
Exactly, yeah. Now we're finally there.
Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in this scene... it's between Childs and MacReady, and they're talking about, oh, where were you, kind of thing, because we haven't seen Childs in the last, 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
MacReady is breathing. Childs is not. Watch the mouths. Because right here you can see Kurt Russell is breathing out heavy plumes of steam. It's obviously, freezing outside.
Yeah.
Everything he says has the plume of steam coming out of it. When Child comes over, hardly anything.
Hardly anything or anything at all?
Well, hardly anything. There's little bits because it's still they're still on the same set and everything. But when it does the turn back and forth between the two of them here, just I know this scene has the breathing, but when he's they're sitting across from one another.
I always like to think that maybe one of them was dirty,
See, look at his look at it, nothing coming out.
I mean, it would kind of make sense that he was
maybe suffering from hypothermia or something.
No, he was maybe in hiding or something, and he was just having one last communion with him before he kills him. Maybe,
yeah. Yeah, look at how much steam is coming out of Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I think it's good that we don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's good that
Nice
we
and
can ponder it and, you know, enjoy that sort of ambiguity, you know, that sort of, we don't know what happened.
It's like the
you know?
Inception ending with the spinning top.
Yeah, you know, it's just, I think, you know, is Childs a fucking alien or not, you know? I mean, maybe he is an alien and he's just like...
Yeah, you humans are okay.
he's just like, you know what? There's no real threat here left anymore. Maybe he just wants to commune with them, you know?
Yeah.
And then he'll waste them later. Or
Yeah.
He's in no hurry, you know? Because he's beat them.
Pretty much.
You know, or it has beat them, so...
Well, in the 2002 video game, it reveals that McCready survives and Childs freezes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like the first scene of
And that's canon?
Yeah, according to John Carpenter, the video game is canon, so...
Shit.
But obviously, the alien's still alive. They wouldn't make a whole video game around it if it wasn't there, so...
Right.
But that's like the first scene of the video game is the support team coming out and like picking up the pieces and everything, so...
Damn.
Well, there you go. That's The Thing by John Carpenter.
Yeah, man, that's fucking... I mean...
Great classic movie.
You cannot not be entertained by this fucking movie. It's so good.
I can't see how it was panned by critics when it first came out. It's just like all around the acting is good, the story is good, the special effects are good.
Yeah, I guess it was just circumstances. I mean, everybody was blown away by E.T., and the thing got kind of shunned, I guess.
Yeah, I guess all the families went to go see E.T. while it was just like people who could get into an R-rated movie saw the thing.
Yeah,
so.
it's possible. I mean, who knows? I mean, it really depends on like what it was up against back in '82, and you know,
Norwegian Passenger with Rifle.
how it was marketed. I mean, how was it marketed to people? I need to go back and rewatch those trailers and stuff. You know, like,
Yeah.
Was it marketed as a sci-fi? Was it marketed as a horror movie? You know, I mean...
Movie trailers back then were very mysterious. Like, they hardly revealed anything about a movie. Like nowadays you could watch a trailer and know everything you need to know about a movie, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people thought this was a horror movie that came out in the middle of summer, and they were just like, no, not the right time. You know?
I think if you were to bring that movie out during the Christmas season or whatever, when the snow's down, I think that'd help. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
This would be a great
factors.
Christmas movie.
Yeah,
You know, but I do love this movie. It's great. It's definitely my second favorite Carpenter movie after, guess which one?
which one?
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween, of course.
Is the masterpiece. Halloween, followed by The Thing, and then probably Christine is number 3. I think Carpenter is amazing. I think this movie is kick-ass. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. Easy. Don't even need to contemplate it. So groundbreaking in its, special effects. In 82, dude. This is like shit that should have been happening later on, but
This is way ahead of its time.
well directed, music's amazing. Just really, really good movie. Fucking love it. Gotta buy it on Blu-ray for sure.
Yep. You can get it for fairly cheap now too on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you pretty much on everything. 5 out of 5. Great movie. It probably is my favorite John Carpenter movie. I think the next one down the line is In the Mouth of Madness. No, not a hugely well-known horror movie, but it's by Carpenter again, and probably They Live right after that one.
They Live is definitely... Actually, I think They Live and Christine is neck and neck for me. It just depends on what time of year it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they switch spots a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Christine, probably more in the fall, and then when it hits summertime, I like They Live. I mean, Roddy Piper... It's such a fucking weird movie, man.
Keith David's in that one too. They had the big fight. Put on the fucking glasses.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess it goes without saying that we're both huge fucking Carpenter fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I really want to go see him do one of his concerts, man.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Does he ever tour around here?
Oh yeah, well yeah. It's safe to say he probably goes to New York.
Oh yeah,
and does a show. So I'll have to keep my eyes open for that for sure. I heard those are really amazing because he does like screenings of the movies behind, montages.
Oh yeah,
behind the scores that he's done. But I mean, he didn't do obviously one for this movie, but I think there was some commingling of the minds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely. But in terms of the music, but great fucking movie, man, and a good time. This is the first time we've ever done a commentary together, just me and you.
Yeah, just me and you.
A very intimate moment.
Oh,
I expect you to call me tomorrow. After.
Well, you gotta buy me.
Or else I feel like a cheap piece of meat.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just can't get anybody to do this sometimes,
Oh, dude, tell me about it. Gee, how hard is it to get a couple dudes together to drink beer and watch a movie? Yeah, apparently it's very hard. And
now I live like an hour away, so I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense why nobody wants to come out and visit me out in the mountains. So,
well, you're always welcome over to my place, and
yeah,
well, I'll be your fallback guy, and we can do more commentaries together whenever you want to, man. Just let me know, and I'll always set it up, and we'll make it happen. Because I love movies.
Yeah, me too.
So anytime, dude, just let me know.
All right, then. Well, I guess that will conclude this episode of R-rated Sci-Fi commentary. My name is Brian Lee. You can find me at thefullbleedart.net. Josh?
Yeah, just check me out at joshjamescreative.com, facebook.com/joshjamescreative, and also I am the host at R-rated Horror Commentary Podcast on YouTube. Feel free to email me at rrated@gmail.com or look up our Facebook page, facebook.com/R-rated horror channel.
All right. Well,
cool?
Yeah, cool. We'll see you guys next time. Keep
Later.
it R-rated.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was the second episode of the R-rated Sci-Fi commentary. Thank you all for listening and watching at the same time. I'd say next month's episode might be a new Alien movie, maybe Event Horizon. That's one I've been really wanting to do. Hopefully I'll have James back on, my brother James, and Josh James as well. That's all I got to say, so thanks again, and keep it R-rated.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot of great content coming for you this year. We've got reviews for movies, comics, and more. And of course, we will always have fan commentaries for the movies you love. Lots of talk about horror and just mainstream pop culture in general. And probably some Star Wars stuff leading up to Rise of Skywalker. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. And yeah, become a fan of the channel. Let's hear what you want to see. Leave a comment below and just let me know what you think. Alright guys, talk to you later.